Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
Welcome to episode 245 of the Break of Sanity comedy podcast. I am Jay. With me is Mark.
Yes. Hey.
And Bri.
Hello.
Should we hand it off like you go, with me is Mark, and I'm like, with me is Bri. And Bri's like, with me is Jay. We go around in a circle for the next hour.
That's the whole show. That'll be our 250th episode spectacular.
I want to tell about something really horrible that's happened.
Wait, before we start the show, I'd like to offer my thoughts and prayers
You know,
to
it's
all
not
those
before,
people.
You know, it's not. It's actually not before the start. It's actually we're starting the show.
Before we get into everything,
That would have been a correct statement. Go on, Bri.
I would like to offer my thoughts and prayers to all those people who are offering their thoughts and prayers to the people who died in the shooting today. Because their thoughts and prayers aren't doing a fucking thing.
So I want to talk about, along the same line, something pretty awful that's happened.
Uh-oh. Gordie Howe dying?
No. So this is related, but slightly different than a terrorist attack.
Okay.
So
Are we just going to all rotate making sarcastic remarks about the terrorist attack?
Did one of your kids wet the bed or something? Is that...
Okay.
Enough for the biggest terror attack since 2001. My kid went wee-wee.
So
And poo-poo.
So I drive in a car a lot more now these days. So I live in the suburbs, and and one of the stations I listen to, there's a station in New York called it's 102.7. It's like modern rock. Have you guys have listened to it or not listened to it?
I don't live in New York, so no.
Oh, you're in Connecticut. Jay, have you listened to it?
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah. Okay. So it's basically the hits of today and other hits or whatever. Usually it's like kind of alternative hits, alternative music hits, but like stuff that's pretty it's like kind of mainstream. And there are a lot of songs that are catchy and whatever. I listen to classic rock also. Anyway, so there's a song that I kept hearing on the radio and kept being like, I was like, oh, that's like, it's kind of good. It kind of like stuck in my head. And it would come on. It would be in their rotation a lot. I'd hear it a lot. I'd be like, oh, that's not bad. That's not a bad song. Oh, this song's coming on. Oh, I like this song. And then one of the days, pretty recently, it comes on, and they after the song is over, they're like, they gave title song by Justin Bieber.
Oh.
And I realized I've been liking a song by Justin Bieber, and it's maybe the lowest moment of my life. It's almost like Jay finding out he's a big fan of a Drake song and not realizing it.
What song was it?
A song called Love Yourself. It's not like a really good song. It's catchy enough.
I know that song that is.
It's kind of catchy, right?
I don't know it.
Yeah, it's all right. My girlfriend listens to that one all the time.
It's I might as well be Jay's girlfriend right now. It's by Justin Bieber, and I'm like, oh, good. Apparently, I have to come out of the closet. I'm a Bieber head.
You got Bieber mania.
You're a
I
believer?
got Bieber mania. I've heard songs by Bieber before and thought, how does anyone listen to this god awful trash? But now I found out I actually adore Bieber.
Well, I'm going to send you my thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
You should pray for the people that are praying for me. I thought that was in line with the Orlando thing, kind of similar,
It's almost as traumatic.
almost as dramatic.
You should call in to like an Orlando radio station. Guys, I had something really traumatic happen to me at 2 a.m. last Friday. I was not at the club, but it was just as bad.
I was in the club. It wasn't in Orlando. It wasn't a gay club. There was no shooting, but there was a song by Justin Bieber, and I liked the song. And can we have a moment of silence?
It's almost like those people who like say, "Oh, my relative died on 9/11," but they were like uptown New York somewhere, and they like got into a car accident.
Right.
Oh, I can't believe you lost your dad at 9/11. Yeah. What was he doing in the trade tower? No, he was in like Iowa, and like he was just like old.
Like I always make that joke on 9/11 because on either 2002 or 2003, John Ritter died on September 11th. So on September 11th, I'm always like, don't forget who we lost, and I put R.I.P. John Ritter all the time. Kind of the same.
The guy on the I think we talked about this a while back, but on the league, the guy
Oh yeah.
who claimed that he lost like someone, I forget who he said, lost someone on 9/11 in the towers, and they found out.
No, he said he was in the tower and he got out or something.
Oh, he was in the tower and he got out, and they found out he wasn't in the tower, and he had been saying it for all this time for no good reason. But anyway, like that's similar. This is true though. I am not lying. I really do like the Justin Bieber song, and I'm like, and now every time I hear it on the air, I have like this. It comes on. I'm like, oh god, the Justin Bieber song's coming on.
Now when it comes on, you have to roll your windows up so nobody hears you, or
I don't know. I'm like, I kind of want to change the station, but like I shouldn't. I do like the song. I mean, like now if I don't like it, I'm just being a hater.
like in Office Space when Michael Bolton turns the windows up when he puts the rap music on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's. But like now, like it's almost like if I knew it was Justin Bieber from like the first time I heard it, I would have just like naturally hated it. Because
you would have hated it on purpose, yeah.
And now I can't just hate it on purpose because now I'm being a jerk because I know I like in an honest assessment I knew I liked the song.
That was like in the 90s, me and the doc were driving around and this like cheesy reggae-ish song comes on and I'm like, you can change the channel if you want. He's like, I mean, if you really hate it, you could change the channel. And we just look at each other like, we both like this song, don't we?
Oh, that's like that scene in Tommy Boy. They're in the radio and there's a song comes on. This is bullshit. You could change it. And then like cut to the next scene and they're singing along to it.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to talk about Orlando? Are we going to add any perspective that helps anyone? Go on.
I want to talk about Orlando because there is so much irony in this whole thing. It's amazing.
Jay, should we guess the irony Brian's going to talk about?
Yeah.
Let's try to guess the irony. You go first, Jay, because I have no idea what's ironic about this.
Yeah, I know.
Well, not what happened, just the aftermath.
You know what someone said to me? I was at the playground earlier today with my kids, and there's another dad there with his kid, and I'm like, did you see? Like I said to the other dad, I'm like, did you hear about Orlando? I'm like, because I read part of it earlier, but then I saw
like what the magic.
Then I saw it was up to 50 deaths. I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. And I'm not going to talk about it with the kids, but I'm like the other dad. I'm like, oh my god, it's like horrible. And he's like, yeah, is it a gay? It's like the fact that the gay club is that like ironic? And I was like, I don't know what you mean. He's just like, oh, the fact that like, do they hate America and gay people, or they would like, was it an accident that was gay people? Or it was like it was gay people. They wanted to hit gay people and they want to hit America at the same time.
Well, the initial report this morning, the shooter's father came out and said that his son got outraged because he saw two guys kissing the other day.
Okay, so it was purposely. I assumed it was purposely a gay club because that wasn't an accident. But he's been in America this long and he hasn't seen two guys kissing.
The outrage is so funny because all you hear about everybody's like, oh, fucking Obama, can't let these Islamic terrorists in. And it's like, well, if you just read any report, you would see that the guy was born in New York. So he's not a foreigner. He's not an immigrant. He's not, in here illegally.
Well, everyone just uses it to try and advance their own agenda.
Yeah.
Like the right side is like, okay, we got to, ban Muslims from entering the country. And the left side's like, we got to take away everyone's guns.
And then everybody's saying, well, if everybody had a gun. Well, there was an off-duty cop with a gun there, and he didn't stop the guy. So, and there goes that argument.
I didn't even know that. What isn't that's the whole Patriots argument? What happened?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure. If everybody if all the gay guys had a gun,
then there would have been 200 victims instead of 100.
If all the gay guys had a gun, wouldn't it have looked like that opening scene from Blade? Everyone would have just panicked and blew each other up.
Pretty much.
Is everyone in Blade gay?
Well, no, it's like a techno club in the beginning of Blade, and like vampires like basically murder everyone in the whole club. It was a lot of blood.
I would say what the club needed was more people with guns shooting. That would have helped out.
That's what I'm saying.
It always helps.
If everyone had a gun, everyone would have panicked and just started shooting in every direction.
So he hit like a third of the people in there. So maybe if that had happened, maybe it would have been how much worse could it have gotten. Right. I'm not saying they're right that everyone should have a gun. I'm just saying this is pretty heinous.
But it's just funny. Like the first two arguments are already shot down. Like, oh, immigrants. Oh no, he was born here. He's from New York. If everybody had a gun, well, there was a cop with a gun, and he didn't stop him. And then the other thing is, like, they said the guy called 911 and said he pledging allegiance to ISIS. So now everybody's saying ISIS did it. Well, I mean, that would be like me just calling up and being like, "Hey, I'm Charlize Theron's husband. I'm not really your husband, but I think I am."
How about
just because the guy said he was part of ISIS doesn't mean he's part of ISIS. ISIS could be like, "Who the fuck was that guy?"
Dude, but he's been someone that the FBI has investigated a couple times already. If they're a couple,
Right.
if they've already investigated a guy a couple times, how about restrict the guy's right to have a gun?
Oh, we can't do that.
No,
I
that's,
mean,
it's
why the hell
infringing-
not? Like, just
Nope,
make
it's
that
infringing
the thing.
upon the Second Amendment. Second Amendment clearly says insane people can have automatic weapons. It's like the fourth line down.
The other thing I was like, how does he read? Like, I don't know how the gun works exactly, but I heard the semi-automatic weapon. He has 100 bullets there.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those automatic, you don't have. You just hold the trigger until it stops, and it
What's
just
the difference
fires
between
away.
What's the difference between an automatic and a semi-automatic? Do you know enough about guns? Like, it's because I'm thinking
I don't know the
semi-automatic.
I don't know the difference either. I just know an automatic can kill. It can shoot over 100 people in about 3 minutes. We found that out.
I think semi-automatic might just be smaller or less clips, like less bullets per clip. Maybe I don't know.
Does semi-automatic mean you have to hold the trigger down, and the automatic means you don't have to hold the trigger down?
No, you still have to hold the trigger down because how else would it fire?
Well, no, he means like a
maybe it works
handgun. You have
like
to.
Siri.
You have to.
Siri,
repeatedly-
kill everyone in the room.
I think if you did Siri difference between automatic and a semi-automatic assault rifle right now, probably be getting a knock on your door in about 15 minutes.
Probably. I'm surprised I haven't got a knock on my door from all the shit I've been putting on
Siri,
Twitter
what's the
today.
difference between? Hang on, guys, I'm trying to ask it. Siri, what's the difference between a semi-automatic and an automatic gun?
Assault gun.
Let me think.
I'm calling you the FBI.
Web for what's the difference between semi-automatic and automatic.
Why are you asking?
I found an article right here.
Let me stall while I call the authorities.
Here, stare at this picture of a cute cat while the police come.
Did
You
she
guys
not
talk
tell
about
you?
while I read this article.
Is she running? Oh, she
No,
was
she
saying-
sent me an article. They all Siri ever does is send me an article. It doesn't do anything else. It's just like Google, a voice Google. I've never got it to tell me anything besides like, here's a Google article, or I don't understand what you're saying.
Right, my phone has Google Now. It's the same shit. Only Siri gets marketed as like a cool thing.
Okay, so a machine gun is a military weapon capable of a fully automatic fire. That is, the weapon continues to fire until it runs out of ammunition, so long as the trigger is pulled down.
Okay.
These weapons are only found on battlefield, even in the U.S.
And-
A semi-automatic weapon, on the other hand, could be described as a civilian version of a military machine gun, one that is less capable of rapid fire. Although the firearm automatically reloads, a shooter must pull the trigger separately in order to fire another round. Semi-automatic weapons are typically pistols, rifles, shotguns, including AK-47, AR-15 rifles, which is the one that used today or this morning, and the Uzi. So basically, I guess you just keep firing. Basically, you don't have to like stop firing, but you have to keep pulling the trigger.
Interesting. Okay.
Right.
We learned something today.
So basically every gun except a revolver is
Siri,
semi-automatic.
do you like Justin Bieber?
I'd rather not say.
Siri, should Justin Bieber have been in a club in Orlando last night?
Oh,
Here's what I found on the web for Justin Bieber been in a club in Orlando last night.
And there's an
I-
article
that's
about
what I
Justin
want-
Bieber and Orlando Bloom feud.
speaking of that, that's what I wanted to say.
What?
You think somewhere in Florida there's like a celebrity who's like secretly gay who like was probably going to go to that club last night and didn't, and it's like, oh shit, I could have get killed and then I would have been outed because they would have found me.
that would have been
Like
the worst thing.
there's got to be somebody.
Siri, who's the secretly gay celebrity?
Like there's like an athlete or celebrity who like probably goes to that club all the time and then didn't go.
Says who's the secretly gay celebrity.
30 celebs who shocked us when they came out as gay. She just sends me Google articles. All she does is like rework your phrase, what you said into a Google article, a Google search.
That guy would have been like, "Oh my god, that was terrible." I mean, I would have
Siri,
died, but
why are you
people would have
useless?
found out if I was gay. That's much worse.
Doesn't sound good.
She didn't like you calling her useless.
Siri, why don't you blow me?
I don't know what you mean by Siri. Why don't you blow me?
So Jay, what do you want to add to the to Bry's irony?
I think we covered it.
Is there anything else we want to talk more about this? I mean, this is horrible, but I feel like our comedy show is not the place to really focus on this issue. Bry, are you against ISIS terrorist attacks, whether they're lone wolves or.
What do you mean? Am I against them?
You're against terrorist attacks in our nation. By ISIS.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess I have to be.
We don't have to be.
Jay, are you against random killing? Are you against random shootings at gay clubs?
I am.
I'm waiting for some Republican to be like, well, this wasn't a terrorist issue or a gun issue. This was just somebody who doesn't like gay people.
I'll tell you.
And there's more irony too, because all these Republicans who didn't want to give gay people the right to get married or have the same health care are now all like, oh, those poor people that died, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, except that other gay people can't donate blood because there's still a stupid rule that gay people can't donate blood in Florida.
All the Republicans turned to themselves and said, they turned to all their friends and go, listen, it was a gay club in Orlando. This literally could have been any of us there last night.
Yeah, pretty much.
GoFundMe campaign raises $767,000 for the victims.
You know what I want to do? This is completely off topic.
Do you want to make the show more cheerful?
Kinda. I want to come up with a way. I want to come up with a website that counteracts GoFundMe pages.
Go steal me?
No, you fund the opposite.
They go and
these stupid people that are like, oh, no, these people that are, like, oh, I want to go to Six Flags, send me money. And then I want to send a counter page to that where you send me money and then I send it to Six Flags and I say, don't let these people in. Go fuck yourself kind of thing.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it be better? You just take whoever the money's going to, you make up a credit card for them. They have all this debt that's equal to how much money they're getting.
No, it's got to physically counteract what they want to do. I'm raising money because I want to run a race, and then I buy a tank and run it through the town the day of the race or something like that.
Yeah, there was this guy that was railing against Obamacare, so he never got health insurance, and then something went wrong with his eyes, and he was going to go blind if he didn't get eye surgery. So he started one of those pages, and it was asking for $30,000 to get eye surgery.
Is this your page?
Even though he has a $500,000 house and him and his wife work full time, he wanted other people to pay for his surgery.
Well, here's the thing.
But he doesn't like socialism.
You can put them on things. I mean, that guy's an asshole. But you can put these things up there. People have to contribute. I don't understand why people contribute to the dumbest things. But there are a lot of things on here. I'm looking on the page right now that there's this guy that wants to make his first rap video. He raised $1,100. There you go. And then next to it, there's a guy that needs a kidney, and he raised only a little more money than the guy that wants the music video.
But I mean, wouldn't that be the funniest thing if you raise money so that he can't make a rap video? I mean, I think Bride's onto something. Yeah. That would be the funniest shit ever.
There was this couple on the news the other day. The girl goes to college. She's married. She goes to a state, Southern Connecticut State University, and she's getting kicked out, or she didn't make her grades or something, so she's losing her scholarship. So she has to go to another college. So they started a GoFundMe page so she can get money to go to the other college. It's like, fuck you. Fuck off.
They're raising money for a dog that's sick, and the dog that's sick beats the kid that's sick. As far as money based.
Good.
I don't know. Do you how often have you guys made donations to GoFundMe? I've done it a couple of times.
0.
I've done it a couple times, but not.
I gave $20 to a girl. Well, she had a GoFundMe page, but I wrote her a check. I didn't do it through GoFundMe.
The one I wanted to do, I wanted to make my own GoFundMe page, or I wanted to make one for Jay, so we can get money to pay for HBO, so you can catch up on Games of Thrones. I thought that would have been a good one.
I thought that would have been a really funny one.
We just didn't follow through, but it would have been great if Jay was just like,
all I
need is $16. I promise I'll watch the entire thing in 1 month.
I've done Omaze a few times.
Omaze?
Yeah, it's it's almost like a raffle, and all the money goes to a cause, but the prizes are super awesome. Like right now, there's one hang out with Matt Damon in Vegas at the Jason Bourne premiere.
Oh, I think you told me that.
And the more you donate, the more entries you get into the raffle. So like you could win something, but even if you don't, it goes to like a good cause. See, this one's supporting water.org.
So I looked at you can like access it through Facebook, and through Facebook I realized that almost everyone in my network doesn't give a shit about GoFundMe. There's barely anyone that's donating money here.
There's one get drawn into an episode of Family Guy and meet Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, that's not bad. I saw to move on.
But it's amazing how stupid people are that they'll give money to complete strangers for like stupid things.
That guy was
Yeah, I'll tell you one. Every year I give a lot of money to taxes to stupid people.
that guy with the eye surgery. He got thousands of dollars from people who are like, you're an asshole and I disagree with you, but I'm showing that I'm the better person by giving you money. And like all the comments were like that. And he was getting, $20 here, $20 there. And he ended up getting like $15,000, mostly from people who were like trying to show that they're like better than him.
So
but the guy still got the money.
What should we come up with? What kind of page should Bri do?
I think we should do exactly what Bri said.
Well, the stop and pick someone on there.
Yeah, because then you could put like,
Like
hey,
go block me or something.
Yeah,
It should be really awful though. It should be like, pay like I'm trying to raise $100,000 so the hospital won't give cancer treatment to Bill over there.
right. Like the guy with the eye surgery. You'd be like, you'd go to the eye surgeon and be like, we'll give you more money than he's paying for the surgery for you not to do the surgery.
Here's one. A guy in California send Nicholas to New Zealand and beyond.
Or better would be like
He's turning 50, and they raised $3,700 for this asshole.
I got it. I got a good one. You raise money in the name of Bank of America because you're like, we don't have enough money to follow through on all the foreclosures we want to do. We want to get people out of their houses, and it's costing Bank of America too much. Let's raise some money for Bank of America. It's not those people. They're not paying their goddamn mortgage. They made a pledge to Bank of America. They're fucking Bank of America over. Let's help Bank of America.
It should be called like you give me the money for that, and I'll make sure they get it. And then when the thing ends, it's just a video of you burning the money and laughing.
I'm going in a different direction. I'm going like it's for assholes basically. GoFundMe, go fund assholes. Basically, like you're like I want to make sure. Hey, I want to vote for Donald Trump, but I want to vote for him in style. I need money for a limo to the voting booth.
Or how about money to hire more lawyers for the city of Flint to defend their poisonous water?
Oh, or more money for Trump to defend Trump University, or money. So outside of all the funerals in Orlando, you can do an anti-gay protest.
Oh yeah, the God hates fags people should be out, huh?
Yeah, raise money for them. So I saw a link on I think it was on Drudge Report, and Drudge Report has like all their links are like you see like the heading, and sometimes like the heading leads to an article that makes I don't know, they have like some ridiculous things posted on there, and I saw something and it was like surge in attacks on albinos, and I was like, what the fuck does Drudge have posted here now? Like I don't even look on that site very much because it's. But I would look at it once in a while.
Like I'm looking. InfoWars Light.
Yeah, it's like InfoWars Light. And I'm like, what kind of ridiculous article are they posting to, like, attack on albinos? Does that sound like a real article?
No, it does not. That sounds like an Onion article.
Yeah. So then
the Onion had a good one today. Keep going. I'll see if I can find it.
And then I clicked on it, and the part they left out of that was it said Malawi sees surge in attacks on albinos, victims speak out. And I was like, oh, in Malawi, totally believable. I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. That of course they're attacking albinos. What a fucked up like how are we on the same planet in some of these countries? They said the people are attacking the albinos because they think the albinos they want to take their bones and crush them up, and they're a magic potion to keep away evil spirits or something like that. Or like albinos' bones make you stronger if you eat them.
Well, I mean, they're probably looking at us and saying, how did 100 people get shot in a nightclub?
Because they didn't eat albino bones. But it's just like you live in a country, you're like, like here we have at least there's crime, but it's like there's real crime. And like you're like, oh, someone might rob my car. Here you're like, oh, my son has pale skin. A witch doctor might try to eat my son.
Yeah, it's weird that it's 2016 and that still exists. That's a thing. I saw like a TV special. It was someplace in Africa, and like all these women think that their children are possessed because I guess, God forbid a 4-year-old like misbehaves. And so they take him to this crazy doctor, and the doctor is like, "Oh yes, your child is possessed by a ghost. The only way to get rid of the ghost is to blind him." And he's got like this really long like pinky nail, and he literally like scratches their eyes out and makes them blind. And he's like, "The ghosts are now gone." And like the whole town has like blind kids now. It's like the weirdest shit.
Where is this?
Someplace in Africa.
That's good enough. That's a good enough explanation. It's people are living
Somewhere on Earth.
Somewhere on the backwards fucking planet. Like, do you even want to go send help there? You're fucked no matter what if you live there.
Yeah, I feel like you're wasting your money because if they're that fucking stupid, like, how much money can you give them to, like, say ghosts are not in your children's eyes? Like,
I'm not against helping people in Africa. I'm not against helping people in general. But if you live in a country where they're eating albinos and blinding people to get rid of evil spirits, whatever you do, they're going to fuck up anyway.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I made sure I got rid of them. They're not blinding kids anymore. They're not eating albinos. Wait, what's happening now? Oh, they're eating people's live brains because that cures the common cold. It's just something fucking dumb will happen. They're pushing people off of cliffs to make sure because the holy ones will fly, and they can't find a holy one, so everyone's dead.
Yeah.
But I saw that article and I was like, oh, that's the craziest shit I've read. Then I found another article I thought was just as crazy. There's the Miss USA pageants?
Yeah.
So apparently Miss California was asked a question about economics, and she gave like an answer that she paused, and people kind of laughed at her answer a little bit. And what I found just as crazy is them eating the albino bones is why are you asking economic questions on a Miss USA pageant? Like, who gives a shit what political or economic answers they have?
Yeah, I saw something that they asked an impossible question, but I didn't see what the question was.
What was the question? There was a question about economic inequality, and she closed her eyes and paused while she was giving the answer, and everyone made fun of her. But why the fuck was some girl that all she's done is look pretty? She's going to know so much about economic inequality. And even if she does, this is not where you ask.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, you know how we solved the Great Depression? We had a Miss USA pageant, and the winner came up with a good answer.
Yeah,
I would love to see the new, like, the next Miss USA pageant where they're like, hey, how do we stop terrorist shootings in Orlando clubs? Like, how do we stop that? And she's like, I don't have a fucking clue. And they're like, how don't you know that? You're a beauty pageant contestant. You should know this shit.
Yeah, I feel like the only point of that segment is to embarrass the models, because it's like either you're going to give a bland, generic bullshit statement or you're going to embarrass yourself. There's no, like, good answer.
Right. I think the whole point of it is that the people watching it want to pretend it's not just about the looks. Oh, we want to make sure the winner, she's like, it's not just we're staring at her and want to see her tits. It's that we really think we want a well-rounded Miss USA. I mean, what the fucking hottest one? And just stop pretending it's otherwise.
Right. I mean, really, the contest should take about 35 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Like, they all line up and you're like, you're the hottest, you win.
I put it on for a second when it was on, and they showed, I forgot what state it was, and I'm like, I've seen prettier girls. Nevada. Yeah, I was like, I've seen prettier girls at Las Vegas airport than her. So I don't know how she won that.
Yeah, I guess it's just the pool of people who enter, because I see hotter girls all the time than, like, yeah, like the New York one. I'm like,
yeah,
I wouldn't even like do a double take walking to work. Like, I don't get it.
It's also, instead of saying like, oh, let's have the rounds where they ask questions, they should have borrowed from the man show. And they're like, okay, for this round you're jumping on trampolines, because that's really what the whole contest is about.
Can you imagine?
They should have the girls ask the host questions.
Can you imagine the feminists flipping out if they just switched all the events to stuff like that?
I mean, basically, here's how the question should be. Like, can you tell us how you would deal with economic inequality in America? And you're like, okay, that's your question. Now figure out what we're
that
asking.
means.
Now just repeat the question back to me.
The girls should just go, what?
Answer the question while
economic what?
Answer the question while we're spraying you for this wet T-shirt contest.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, while you're answering, we're going to put really cold water in your nipples. Go.
While you're walking with these huge beers, can you answer that question, please?
Here's the evening gown portion of the competition. Come on, just have them get naked. That's all you really want to do. Like, none of this stuff else really matters.
Right. Carry this ball in your butt cheeks from this line to this line. Go.
The talent portion. How about the talent portion be, oh, my talent is looking pretty. Winner.
I can deep throat this banana. You win.
Yeah.
Oh, I can play. I've been practicing the piano since I was 3 years old, and I can get out of here.
Shut up. You're boring.
I've been playing the violin. Can you play it naked? That's degrading. So is this contest. Get naked, bitch.
Can you play the violin with your nipples? Sorry, not interested.
She's like, and I know the other person was classically trained. I could shoot ping pongs. Winner. What's going on with you guys?
That was a great.
Are we going to do this topic more? You want to talk?
No. I just like that subtle segue.
Nothing subtle at all. We don't have. We barely go to different topics, so we're like, our segues suck. You know what? As soon as we start getting what's the word? An audience, we'll work on better segues.
There you go.
True.
What's going on with you guys? How are your weekends?
All right.
My weekend was good.
Well, way to bring topics.
Yeah.
I got out of the club just in time, so I'm okay.
Which the club in Orlando or the club around here because they had the Justin
No, the
Bieber
club
song?
around here. Yeah, no, I got home before.
Yeah, you didn't want to hear the Justin Bieber song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a German beer and brat place. I got home just in time.
You know what's fucked up?
What?
I'll tell you what's fucked up since you guys haven't mentioned a topic. Funfetti.
Like the cakes?
Yeah, the cakes. That's exactly what I'm talking
I like
about.
those.
The fucking bullshit. This is what's fucking bullshit.
What is it?
This is what's
I love
fucking
funfetti
This
cakes.
is-
My
this
mom
is
used to make them. They're so good.
I want to be part of a class action lawsuit against Funfetti and the other cake manufacturers that are the same fucking scam they're running on America.
Was that a cake that explodes with confetti in it?
No.
It's probably describe Funfetti.
It doesn't explode. It has like candy little things in it.
Yeah, my kids loved it.
A cake with little candy things in it?
I don't know. They're like all the smaller little candies. You can barely taste the candy. It's just like fun.
Yeah.
It's funfetti.
It's like color. Yeah, colors and
It's
they probably
colors.
cause cancer or something.
Yeah, but I mean, like, this colors are so little. It's a little cancer, not a
It's
lot.
like regular cake, but fun.
Yeah. So
Wait, it's just sprinkles in a cake.
it's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Sort of. They're
You
bigger
saw-
than sprinkles.
I'm on Google Images, and that's all I'm seeing is sprinkles in a cake.
Jay solved the mystery. Hang on. I'm going to Google image. I want to see what I see for Google images.
So what's your problem with it? Can we
I
get
have
on
a
to
fucking
that?
big problem with it.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay, so you guys find the picture of funfetti?
Yeah, it's melted sprinkles in a cake.
Okay, so we're in the fucking supermarket. And I'm like, I tell my kids, we can make whatever you want. We can make one thing. We can make whatever you want. And they pick funfetti. Not a problem. We go home. We're making it. And I'm like, okay, do we put the icing on now? And my wife's like, no, icing doesn't come with it. I'm like, what do you mean icing doesn't come with it?
That's right. The icing is separate.
It fucking doesn't say that on the box anywhere. The picture of the cake has icing on it. I would assume there's icing in the fucking box.
And they don't sell it everywhere.
Well, I mean, a picture of stovetop stuffing has a chicken with gravy in the background. That doesn't come with it.
Look at this picture. Look at this. Look at this picture. Would you assume there's fucking icing coming with it?
No.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Have you never made a cake in your life? What's wrong with
She
you?
said to me, she goes, "Have you ever baked a cake in your life? They never come with icing. What if I fucking haven't? What if this is the first time I'm having the experience of being disappointed by Pillsbury and Pillsbury fucking me over, and now I've learned that like every time I buy a cake from Pillsbury, they can lie to me and they can fuck me in the ass because I just learned that they fucking lie. I understand the little guy that goes, oh, when you poke him in the stomach, it doesn't come with the damn cake, but." Just fucking. How
Well, that's
can it
good to
not-
know.
Yeah, I just don't understand. You have icing in the picture. It's reasonable to assume that fucking icing comes in the box.
Hey,
It's just-
Bisquick, I bought your pancake mix, and there was no syrup, butter, or fruits next to your pancakes. What is this shit?
I don't know. This seems.
I bought a cake and it didn't come with a happy family.
It seems like they should say icing.
I bought a gun and it didn't come with any dead people.
When I buy a toy for my kid, it says batteries aren't included. But here it doesn't say icing's not included. Should they say that? Should they be part of a big class action where we take down the fucking assholes at Pillsbury?
That sounds like the kind of frivolous lawsuit my mom used to want to always. My mom would always come to me because I work in a law firm. She's like, "Can you tell your lawyers to file a suit about and like the stupidest thing in the history of the world?" And I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
Was there anything dumber than the Funfetti thing I'm talking about?
No, yeah, actually it was. My mom wanted to sue. She wanted me to write to Blumenthal, he's our senator and he was the attorney general in Connecticut.
Richard Blumenthal.
Richard
Blumenthal,
yeah.
the guy that lied about being in Vietnam.
He did something, yeah.
He lied about being in Vietnam, and they still elected him. Go on.
She wanted to write him a letter saying that the Black Friday sales, the day after Thanksgiving, are discriminatory against people who work third shift. Because my mom was a nurse and she worked third shift, so she couldn't go to the sales because she had to work.
That's interesting.
She didn't think it was fair because she would be at work all night while people were lining up at 4 a.m. to buy TVs.
So what was the case she wanted to?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what her solution. She didn't come up with solutions. She only came up with problems.
Hey, Wonder Bread, your bread doesn't come with sandwich meats. I can't believe you didn't know cakes didn't come with icing.
This is fucking bullshit. This is
Mark, you're the person where you buy something and it says like size exaggerated or whatever. Like that was made for you, I guess.
Come on, it's a cake. Part of the cake. This is part of the goddamn cake. Is the icing. Come on, you don't think this is something that I can assume that icing comes with it?
No, because no cake ever has come with icing.
Yeah, you know why? Because they've been doing false advertising from fucking day one, and assholes like you are like, hey, I don't care if they fuck me in the ass, whatever.
Dear Mrs. Fields, your pie didn't come with whipped cream.
I just feel like it's a cake. Why would it? It would just be a natural thing to assume that it comes.
So when you buy like ice cream cones, do you think there's ice cream in them or?
I assume that family is going to be there in the box. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Oscar Mayer. I mean, I bought these hot dogs. There's no bun. There's no mustard. What's up with this shit?
Yeah, I got like I was getting maple syrup, and there wasn't a woman in the bottle, even though the thing's shaped like a woman.
I bought Rice Krispies, and I didn't get 3 midgets with them.
That'd be great if you did. Rice Krispies. They're like, we're gonna run out of midgets soon. Hey, this is how we do it, man. We have to honor. We don't false advertise like those fucking assholes at Pillsbury.
I bought Frosted Flakes for the tiger, and it didn't come with it.
I feel like I would do well in this lawsuit. You look at all the judge could say is, well, if you've bought cake before, you would know that it doesn't. I know. I'm like the first.
Your only hope is that you get a male judge
who's never bought cake before. He's like, I would have assumed also there's a woman judge would be like, hey, asshole, get the fuck out of here.
You'd have to get one of those like bitter old appellate judges.
Yeah, like I need basically like who's that guy that was on 60 Minutes who was the talk at the end of the show?
Andy Rooney.
Yeah, I need the Andy Rooney judges. Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe I'll take his dead body. He'll probably be just as cranky as he was alive. So you don't think I'm even like in the right at all for thinking that I would have assumed there'd be icing on the cake?
No cake has ever come with.
But like you buy
the only reason I know that is because my mom used to buy the Funfetti cakes and make them, and they didn't sell the frost. They sold the cake in all the grocery store, but there was like special Funfetti frosting, and they didn't sell that at every store, and like we'd have to go searching for it. That's the only reason I knew it.
Okay, what if you want cookies? And the cookies look like chocolate chip cookies, and you get it, and they're like, oh.
You open the box and it's dough, and they're not cookies?
No, they're there's dough. You make you're like, where's the chocolate chips? Oh, the chocolate chips? You have to buy those separately. We didn't really advertise. We said they're chocolate chip cookies.
Where's those elves you promised me?
I just think this is such a... I understand that the Keebler elves are not going to be included in the cookies. I understand that when you see a box with a bowl of cereal with a strawberry in it, the milk and the strawberry are not included in the box. I just thought this was part of the cake. This is like how is this separate from the cake?
Well, let's do the converse. When you buy frosting, do you think cake comes with it?
I like that. But you don't see you don't see the. I don't know what a box of frosting looks like. I don't know if it has a cake on it. And I was actually glad because I'm like, there's enough sugar in the damn cake, and my kids don't need the frosting. And they didn't care. And it actually tasted.
Oh, when they find out you fucked them out of frosting.
So did you ever get the cake made, or?
Yeah, no, we made the cake. The cake tasted wonderful. I was actually surprised how good the cake tasted.
You fed your poor kids a cake without icing?
Well, I wasn't going back to get
That's
icing. My wife was like,
and you like a Justin Bieber song, Mark? This is not your night.
No,
She's
it's
like,
not.
Do you want to go to the store and get the icing? I'm like, fuck no, I'm not going to pay any more money for this travesty.
The whole point of cake is to hold the icing.
Well, now we got to have. I think we should have a
icing?
GoFundMe page to get some icing.
Yeah, there's no point to cake other than holding icing.
I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do next time my kids are going? Like they're like, oh, we want Funfetti. No, you don't. We don't. They're evil people at Funfetti. Let's get something less. Let's get the brownies. The brownies. Everything in the pictures included in the goddamn box. And my kids will just start crying.
Just tell them there's peanuts in it, and they have a peanut allergy.
Oh, they know they don't.
Well, then tell them they developed it.
Actually, my kids eat only soy peanut butter though, because my son goes to a school, or actually just finished a school that was like peanut free. So I think it was easier for them just to eat the peanut free one than like. I don't know.
Oh yeah, here's the Funfetti frosting right here. Wow, they got a lot of it.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I'm looking at the side of the box where it says to put icing on it.
Where does it say? Does it really say that on the side of the box?
They got like 3.
Does
6,
it say
9.
that? I look. Does it say that on the side of the box?
There's a. No, I'm messing with you. There's a cookie recipe on the side of the box.
It mentions it just like
It says no on the side of the box. It says try our other products, and on it is Funfetti icing.
Funfetti frosting.
Yeah,
but it makes no mention that the icing. Shouldn't they just say the icing's not included?
I mean, where do you stop?
You stop at the icing. You don't have to say
The pan and the oven aren't included either.
Your Rice Krispies don't include three little midgets. The box of diapers doesn't include a baby.
I mean, it does say you need eggs.
Yeah, it says you need eggs. It should also say you need frosting because we're cheap son of a bitches and can't include the damn frosting.
I think you're out of your mind.
I fucking am angry. And
They could theoretically sell a kit where they sell both of them, I guess.
Yeah, I thought the kit was the box.
But it says on the box, cake mix.
Yeah, that's part of the cake. I understand candles are not part of the mix, but like the cake is frosting and the cake.
No, it's the mix for the cake.
And then there are cookies next to it. There's Funfetti cookies here, and the cookies have frosting on them. Why do you fucking advertise the frosting if you don't include it?
thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. Where do you stand on this frosting cake issue?
Yeah, I mean, like, forget about the whole thing in Orlando. Let's concentrate on this. This is more important.
I guarantee we get twice as many emails about the icing than we do about the Orlando shooting.
If you think, what if ISIS took his credit for the icing thing?
Well, they both start with ice, so ISIS,
they're
icing.
like, your
Ooh.
Funfetti should include icing, but we've been stealing it. And Pillsbury's like, we've been including it. We didn't know a middleman was stealing it. Fuck it. I can't. So
Like
all
that's the reason. That's why ISIS exists. Because the cake doesn't come with frosting. They hate our Western ways.
Yeah. I don't know, but I can't think of anything else where it's as clear a thing where you would think it would be in the box and it's not.
Well, I mean, other than the other things we've been listing the rest of the episode.
I don't think there's a baby in the box. I don't think there was a family in the box. This one, it just really pisses me off. And I thought for like a day about it. I'm like, maybe I should contact other people and try to like find some lawyer or do a class action because it's got to be a lawyer that's like, sounds like a good idea. I'll do anything.
Do a GoFundMe, class action suit against Pillsbury.
I mean, they've done stupider things.
Yeah, sue for trauma for your child's birthday being ruined because he had an icingless cake.
It was but it was actually I can't lie. It was just a random Saturday. But how much did how much did I sue for? How much do you think $1 billion?
Emotional damage gets you at least 6 figures.
Yeah, my kids they had to eat a cake. Now all they know is cakes without icing when you make them at home.
So you could actually sue for the price of icing for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean the cost of the lawyer's going to be expensive. So I'd say I probably would need $50 million to bring this lawsuit.
Aren't you a lawyer? I thought you were a lawyer.
I haven't practiced in years.
Oh.
He went to law school.
I practiced for like a year and a half. I don't do it anymore.
He did what we all did. We went to school for something, and we're doing something completely different now.
It's really helpful.
College is such bullshit.
I'd have to I could reinstate my license, but it would take a lot of work and a lot of time. And if it was to do all that to bring a lawsuit against Pillsbury for Funfetti, it would be a
Probably
news
not
story.
worth it.
I should get like a documentary following me.
Is there a bigger
There you
scam than college? We all spent
Yeah,
like
the bigger stamp is called Funfetti.
$50,000 on a degree, and then none of us are doing what we got a degree in.
I went to grad school too. I fucking screwed up twice.
Yeah, I'm the only one smart enough to only go to one school.
True.
Well, Jay, you're just graduating, so now you could actually do something with related to what you're graduating with.
Hopefully. That's the plan.
You're on the path, Jay. You should be the most successful of all of us because you got your MBA. You're going to do what your goal was, and you get your CPA. And eventually you'll own all of Lancaster, PA.
Pretty soon you'll be a video editor.
Yeah, you'll be dominating the Pennsylvania video editing scene.
Jay will be editing the documentary about your lawsuit against Funfetti.
Yeah, would you do that? Could you do like a pro bono thing where you would like just volunteer to edit my
That'll be my reel when I go on interviews. Like, what previous work have you done? Well, I did the famous Funfetti documentary. You've probably heard of it.
Funfetti me.
Here's the thing. I would take it completely serious, and it would be like Jay would be like, "It's the funniest thing. It's the funniest thing since Best in Show." people would be like, "This is hilarious, man! Like that. The acting's amazing." You're like, no, my friend's just a fucking moron.
This guy looked so convinced that he should be winning this lawsuit.
I'm having my video of my kids, like their emotional testimony where they're just singing and dancing and like they have no interest whatsoever in what we're talking about. See how traumatized he is? He can't stop singing and dancing and running around. God damn it.
They're singing and dancing, and then I do that thing where it goes in black and white in slow motion. But little
I
did
could
they
just
know
see like
there was no
the
icing
shot
on
of
the
like
cake.
the camera sticking out of a car going down like a dilapidated street with all these sad kids like on the sidewalk.
You see, my daughter would be able to sing the entire 2 versions of Itsy Bitsy Spider if not for this frosting thing.
There's like a single balloon on a mailbox because there's a party and all the kids are just looking sad. There's like a half-eaten cake without frosting on a table, and
One
the
kid's
dog's
walking
eating
through-
it.
One kid's walking through the backyard with a balloon, like just dragging it on the ground.
Yeah.
I should stand in the supermarket aisle and pull a cake box off the aisle off the shelf, and then someone works there and I'll be like, hey, is there frosting in this box? I wasn't sure, and the guy's like, no, and I'll be like, is that fucking bullshit? And when the guy laughs and walks away, I'll be like, he's not joining the lawsuit, and I'll just keep doing it until people are ready to join the lawsuit.
Yeah, we could like videotape you going to like every store with like the box. I'd like to return this. Why? Because there's no frosting with it.
Yeah, I'd be really just outraged.
Like I got a defective one. There was no frosting in it, and I want to exchange it for another one.
I show the proof. I come in with a cake already made, and I'm like, look, there's no.
Like you rip open the box and it's like, look, it's just mixed. Where's the frosting? I want to exchange this for another one. You go get another one and you rip it open. There's no frosting in there.
Mark's just sitting in the aisle with 30 open boxes and a pile of dust.
Just powder, yeah, just flour and powder all over the floor.
Going around the entire supermarket like, Hidden Valley Ranch, there's no salad in this. It's just dressing.
There's no ranch.
Oh my
Like
God.
some stray dog is in there eating all the funfetti, and there's like a fat girl working at the grocery store. It's like, he can't eat that. He's going to get sick.
Okay, I'm looking at the pictures here. So there's a toaster strudel by Pillsbury, and there's frosting on the picture of the toaster strudel. Do you think the strudel has frosting on it?
Their entire marketing campaign is that it's fun to draw with the frosting on the strudel.
So, but do you have to buy the frosting? I don't know what their fucking campaign is. I don't
Are
know.
you telling me you've never had a toaster strudel either?
I don't think I've ever had one.
Yeah, I've had. What's the other version of it?
Pop-Tart.
Yeah, I've had a Pop-Tart. I'm an American.
I've had a
Jay.
strudel.
I
I've never
eat
had a
fucking
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tarts, Jay. I'm not a goddamn terrorist like yourself.
Toaster strudels are way better.
Yeah, you know who eats toaster strudels? People that shoot up gay clubs. That's who eats toaster strudels.
I am glad
That's
you
not
brought
all.
That's
That's
not
not all the
offensive at
people
all.
that eat them.
What?
I think more people than that eat them, not just them.
They say they tell you toaster strudel. It's the #1 food of ISIS, according to me. Just making up now.
I'm glad you brought this up, though, Mark, because this is the first episode since 2015 that we haven't spent the entire time making fun of me. So
We're getting there.
We'll move on to that, Jay, in a second. I maybe leave myself wide open for being made fun of right now. My question is, I understand there's frosting on the inside of the toaster strudel, but is there icing on top of it? I don't know. Pillsbury, I don't know when they have icing and when they don't have icing. How do you know?
Because it's on the box.
Oh, it's on the box in the Pillsbury and the cake mix.
I think it's one of those things you just know.
These are the things I need to know. I need to know water is H2O, and I need to know that toaster strudels include.
The box of toaster strudel says 6 toaster pastries with icing packets.
I didn't read the box very closely.
Apparently not. The other toaster strudel box says love the icing.
You know, I had an exam in 7th grade. And it was some whatever level of science I was taking, and they were giving the molecules, and you had to say what the molecule was, and one of the molecules was H2O, and everyone in 7th class got it wrong basically because they were they said whatever you would call it, like hydro or bihydro, whatever it was, they called it, and she's like, no, the answer is water. She's like, you guys should have known that, and we're like, you didn't teach that. She's like, well, everyone knows that, and we're like, well, everyone in the class got it wrong, so everyone didn't know that.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you're wrong anyway. And we were like, what the fuck's... And that's the biggest injustice I've had since before this. That's maybe not the biggest injustice I've had, but this is fucking bullshit.
I had an insane art teacher in 3rd grade. He said, listen to everything before doing anything. And then he went through the set of instructions, like take out a piece of paper, write your name, and then he gave us the hardest test we've ever heard.
And at the end of it, it's
don't write on this page or something.
At
the very end, he wrote, hand in your paper, and he said, if anybody has anything on their paper, then you failed. And I'm like, great, you mind fucked a 3rd grader. What was the point of that?
You understand, Bri just filled it in also. We all have taken this. Every school in America.
Really? You guys had that too?
Everyone has.
Yeah,
that.
I didn't have an oral when I had a written test, and the first thing said read everything on here, and it was 20 questions, and the last one says do not write anything on this paper, and you just hear everyone in the class go, fuck, as soon as they get to it.
Yeah, I think I had that once. The first time, I obviously everyone falls for it, and then the second time you're like, oh, I see it coming, and then I don't fall for it. Jay, you didn't know everyone in America does the stupid test.
Why would you fuck with kids like that? It's stupid.
I mean, most of schools fucking with
them. It's about
them.
following directions.
Yeah, it's like following directions, Jay. Learn to follow directions. Don't be an asshole, Jay. Maybe if you could follow directions, you'd be a video editor already, Jay.
Maybe if you followed directions, you would have gave your child a decent cake.
I fucked my kid up, really. Goddamn, man. I can't believe you guys don't agree with me about Funfetti. It's just goddamn bullshit. I was completely outraged by this thing, and I can't believe no one's siding with me. I'm trying to think.
There was something I bought recently that didn't come with something, and I was like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. But I can't remember what it was.
Funfetti?
No.
Was you buy a roll of paper towels, and it didn't include a lumberjack?
I bought toilet paper. It didn't come with a toilet.
Let's see. Twitter. Brink of Sanity 3. Patrick writes, listening to the pod, you guys ever watch Human Giant? That show was hilarious and dark for its time. It was a sketch show.
Never heard of it.
Not heard of it.
I watched a few episodes of it. I think Aziz Ansari was on that one.
Yeah.
What was it on?
When was it on?
It was on maybe 7-8 years ago. I don't remember what channel it was on. It was on something like True TV or FX or something like that. It was only on a season or two. Human Giant.
I'm sure it was funny.
It was all right. It was okay.
The guy from the league.
Yes, Shearer.
Which guy?
The guy that's everyone picks on.
Paul Shearer.
Oh, the with the gap between his teeth.
Yeah,
yeah.
And Rob Hubel.
Paul Shearer, Ansari, and Rob Hubel. I don't know who Rob.
And Rob Hubel has a recurring role in.
What's he on?
Yeah, he has a recurring role in the league.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is that what's his name? Rafi?
No.
No. Oh yeah, he looks familiar. Is he in anything else?
Rafi in the league. It was like the
He's
craziest character ever.
He plays bit parts on a lot of stuff. Anyway, there was 2 seasons, 2007, 2008.
Okay, we'll check it out.
That is it for Twitter. Email. Peter writes.
Is anyone in the chat room? Does anyone agree with me in the chat room about Funfetti?
Kaz just joined, but I think he missed the whole Funfetti conversation.
You guys cannot think of a single example. Like, what's an example of something you thought was in the packaging and they screwed you over about?
I mean, the only thing. I mean, they usually say batteries not included, but you don't see that till you get home.
What the hell did I just buy? I'm looking around my house because I remember I bought something. I was like, what the fuck? What did I just buy?
My son just had a birthday. We just had his birthday party over the weekend, and he got something they needed batteries for, and they needed AAA batteries. And is it bad that I went into my daughter's room and found a toy she doesn't really play with that much anymore and took the batteries from there and gave it to my son? And so when she goes to play with this toy, she'll be like, oh, it doesn't work anymore. Oh. See, the thing is, I kind of, in that situation, valued my son over you.
No,
yeah, she'll get over that.
The way kids are, like, she'll probably just never play with the toy again. You'll never know.
Yeah, that's what I'll get the batteries at some point and put them back in her toy.
Or, if she's 2, you could just lie to her and be like, oh, the batteries are dead. Let me replace them. And then you just actually put in batteries.
Mm.
Yeah, she is 2, and I could probably just say anything I want. I just say, oh, that's a different one. You threw your other one out. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, remember? Or are you getting senile already? Stupid.
That's how you dress your 2-year-old. You call her stupid.
Why are you so stupid?
Why can't you do fucking basic math? God.
If you weren't so stupid, you would have found batteries on your own.
Buy some get a driver's license already, get a job, and buy your own damn batteries.
Peter writes, Lords of the Fallen is a joke and not that fun compared to Dark Souls. Dark Souls 3 is awesome. I also think you'd really enjoy Bloodborne, but it's PS4 only.
Is that video game talk?
That is.
You know what? When he said Lords of the Fallen is a joke, I thought like literally he was talking about it was like a joke, but then the rest of the email didn't sound like he was. I thought maybe you guys were making it. I was hoping you guys that it was an actual joke. Go on.
I have Dark Souls 1, but I have not played it yet. Have you?
Blood porn?
Bloodborne.
Oh, I heard blood porn, and I was like, what the fuck are you guys playing?
I thought you said blood porn, too.
Have you played Witcher 3? Superb. I have
not.
You?
What if I did a GoFundMe to start? What's the other one? Like not GoFundMe, but you raise money for an idea. It's like you're going to start a product.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Kickstarter.
Whatever. Kickstarter. Yeah. What if I do a Kickstarter for a video game called Blood Porn? Do you think that would do well?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, just really violent sex game.
Yeah, it's blood porn, and the description is like, come on, you guys know what it is.
I mean, there's a game called Rape Play where all you do is run around and rape people.
Is that popular among teenage girls?
Is it popular in Stanford?
Holy shit, that's a pretty
like that. Oh yeah, that guy who raped a girl and he got 6 months, and then
his dad was like, for only 15 minutes, for 15 minutes they ruined his life.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. I mean, like that sucks, man.
I mean, I did feel bad for him, but then they lowered his 6-month sentence to 4 months. So, I feel less bad for him
now. Well, actually, they're doing a real life version of the Rape Me game, and he's the victim continually. So that I thought was pretty good.
I have not played Witcher 3. I played Witcher 2.
Oh, God, could you just skip the video game questions? Who gives a shit?
We got to answer. We don't want to.
No, we don't. We could just say, video games, who gives a shit, and move on.
Well, I actually
You can
like
email
video
him the
games.
answer.
Jesus Christ. It's like 30 seconds out of the entire show. You can't.
The video game, I looked at the video game box, and then when I opened it, it didn't include a robot shooting lasers.
We get like 2 questions an episode. You guys shit all over them.
I can't believe the only questions we get for the show are fucking video games.
I didn't like Witcher 2, so I didn't play Witcher 3, but I heard
how are there?
Well, that's it. That's it. Was that big of a deal?
That was
You
painful.
couldn't let me say that 2 fucking sentences.
Jay, if you had a kid, at what point would you have them play? Like, what would your view on video games be for your kid if you had a kid? Like, at what age would you let them play video games? How much would you let them play video games? Would you restrict them?
I mean, I started playing video games when I was like 3. And
Were
I played a lot.
Were they invented when you were 3?
It was like Atari.
Mark, why'd you get him going on video games?
Atari and Coleco.
Okay. At 3 years old, I don't think you have memories when you were 3, to be honest.
I know, Mark's daughter's 2 and she's stupid. How could you play video games at 3?
Exactly. I was an advanced 3 years old. Oh my God, our son's gonna be so. I mean, like he can play video games at 3. He's gonna be so successful. I bet he can edit any video he wants when he grows up.
Well, I started playing video games when I was 3. I don't see what the problem is.
No, I'm asking you what your view would be. Like, what if your 6-year-old wants to play video games all weekend? Would you be okay with that?
No.
So what's your cutoff line? Like how many hours of video games do you get to play a day? Say,
like 2. I don't want to have a couch potato kid. I know it's kind of hypocritical because at 6 I was,
kind of daddy.
I mean, at 6 I was playing video games.
by watching you, Dad.
At 6 I was playing video games probably like 4 or 5 hours a day. But
there's no way.
What else are you doing at 6? What's elementary
your
school?
Your parents let you play video games for 4 or 5 hours a day at 6, and this is 6. You were born 78?
Yeah.
So 1984, when all video games out there were 2 hours of fun in an entire year, you were playing 5 hours a day.
Well, when you're
there was only like 4 video games in 1984.
I mean, they weren't that much fun. You're playing Pong, and you're like, this is amazing. I want to play for the next 5 hours.
I mean, when you're 6, Qbert seems pretty damn awesome.
You really think your parents let you play for 5? You have to go ask your parents before the next show.
We had a Commodore 64, and my dad subscribed to this magazine where it came, and he had to actually type in code to get a game. He'd go downstairs for like 5 hours typing in like numbers and letters, and then he'd be like, "Oh, the game's ready." And then I'd play it once and be like, "This game sucks. Play another one."
It's like
he'd go down for 5 more hours, type more code in, and
my friend had a Commodore 64, and he had this game, Hover Bover, and the entire point is you steal your neighbor's lawnmower and you run around mowing everybody else's lawns, and he's chasing you with his dog, and that's the entire game. And
that's like the Paper Boy game.
Paper Chase, yeah, Paper Boy, yeah, I like that game actually. I don't know why I like delivering.
Video games were like civic duties. Now it's like we rape people in our video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paperboy
we went from like, hey, I'm gonna mow your lawn to, hey, I'm gonna rape your daughter.
Paperboy was a lot of fun.
Paperboy, yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh, you seem like you're pretty successful in life. What do you do? I made a video game involving rape. Oh, that's pretty good. You made a game that like teach people about that rape is bad. No. You're the main character. You go around getting girls drunk and raping them forcibly and ruining their lives. And anyway, and then apparently gets a lot of downloads. And that's what America likes. Go Trump. So Jay, you pretty much your limit would be that at 6 years old, the kid would only be allowed to watch 2 hours of video games as opposed to 5 hours that you played.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, what about you?
You know what? I probably didn't play that long when I was 6.
Oh, really? You probably didn't spend 5 hours.
I think you probably played outside like a real kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be an insane. Like you were like your 6-year-old play 5 hours of video games a day.
Yeah. You know what? I probably didn't.
I imagine at some point you might have, but that seems like a really young age.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely played games back then, but yeah, you're right. That seems too long. I think the attention span of, like, I probably play the games for a half hour, and then I'm like, all right, let's go play toys, and then, all right, let's go outside. Like, aren't they, like, almost like ADD like that?
And the games weren't exactly that complex that it would take you 5 hours to play when you could beat it, you know.
Well, here's something my wife and I have realized having kids is like kids' birthday parties. I think when I was a kid, I thought birthday parties lasted for hours. Mm-hmm. Every birthday party is over within an hour and a half, max.
Really?
Yeah, they're all kids' birthday parties about an hour and a half in length. And I mean, sometimes I guess we have family ones where they're a little bit longer, where the family sticks around. But generally, the kids' birthday party portion of it is an hour and a half. The kids think that lasts forever.
Yeah, I thought it was like an all-day event.
No, they're just hour and a half. Like everyone you go to, like they're an hour and a half. We're shocked. We're like, wow, we really didn't understand time when we were kids.
That's probably why I thought I was playing for 6 hours.
Yeah, like you thought you're playing forever, and then like the kids are like hour and a half. Okay, we're like, okay, you got there at 2. It's 3:30. What do you want to do with the rest of the day? And you're like, rest of the day? I've been here for 5 days already.
Yeah, I mean, time really doesn't compute. I remember I had a best friend in 3rd grade, and he moved like 25 minutes away. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm just never seeing him ever again.
Yeah, that's kind of how the third grade mind works. Yeah.
It's also true.
That happened to me. My next door neighbor when I grew up, he moved like 3 towns over, and I didn't see him. I ran into him at a bar when I was like 28. I saw him when I was 6, and then I saw him like 20 years later.
Because your parents are like, fuck you, play with the kid around the block. I'm not driving 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you're 3. You're not going to have a lifelong bonding relationship.
My son was in preschool in the city last year, and he had this kid they used to play with, and like he was like really, really tight with in school. And then we moved, and like we assume the kid will never see the kid again. But apparently that kid, like the family's moving here in the fall, and so we were like, Zach, you get to play with this kid again. And he's like, well, what if we don't remember each other anymore? I was like, you played with him last year. Do you remember him? Like, I'm like, he's like, what if we don't remember each other anymore? We don't play with each other when we see each other. I was like, what are you talking about? You played with him last year.
Do you remember him now?
I can't tell if he remembers them now or not. Well, I guess we'll see if when they move here, because we're like, why not have them? They were good friends then. And also, just the way things work, I was at T-ball with him on Saturday, and I realized I'm talking to another other kid's parent that like they live like a block over from us, and we were like, oh, you two are going to go to the same like kindergarten in the fall, and we told them that, and the kids just suddenly became best friends. My son and the other son, like they were like the rest of the time they were just hanging out, like they like didn't want to be separated. I was like, all you had to tell them was they live next to each other. They're going to go to the same elementary school, and they were like, let's be friends. Okay, we can move on because everyone hates my stories. Go on.
Let's see. Facebook questions. You know,
did Steven write a lot of questions about how Funfetti's bullshit?
Yeah. Do you know my 20-year high school reunion is Saturday?
Mine's in November, but I'm not going to mine.
I knew, Jay, that your 20-year was in Saturday. Go on. Are you going to go to it?
I am, but my high school is shitty, and we have a grand total of about 35 people going. After 20 years, this is what we were able to do.
I mean, I have to say, like, who gives a shit?
How many people were in your class?
220.
But like, how interested are you in going to the 20-year reunion? Like, I feel like I know you're going, but I feel like a lot of people would say, who cares about going?
Well, now that I'm looking at the list of the people going, I'm like, yeah, this is why we didn't have a 10-year. Like, nobody liked each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
speaking
like,
of that, oh, go ahead.
Go on.
No, you go on.
No, you go on, Bri.
Except
you go on.
Too polite.
Oh, you go on, Bri.
Finish your point, because I'm going to go off on a tangent. So
Let's go on your tangent, Bri. The topic wasn't that interesting. Go on.
Jay, you want to finish any?
Tangent.
Jay, do you want to finish on Bri?
I want to hear tangent.
I mean, do you want to finish your point about your reunion?
Right, just who cares? He has a reunion. He's going to it. It's great. He's old. I'm old. Go on, Bri.
Yeah, and he said that he remembers why he didn't want to go because everybody hated each other. And I'm really sick. One thing I kind of miss is everybody hating each other, because when I was in Niagara Falls last weekend, I was on this tour, and there was this group of kids that they were either like high school or like college freshmen, and they were like the most diverse group of people. Like there was like a retarded kid, and there was like this dude with one eye, and like all these, like a jock and like a couple of nerdy girls, and they were all like best friends. And I was like, you people never would have liked each other 10 years ago. Like I kind of miss everybody hating each other and like there being like a certain hierarchy of teenagers.
Wait,
I don't miss that.
Two questions. How old were the kids?
They were probably like 18 or 19.
Oh, so they were like really accepting of each other?
Yeah, they were all like all buddy, and it's like you people wouldn't like if I was your.
Did you find out they were Mormons?
No, I don't know. I think they were all like a class trip or something.
So you're mad?
But it was just
people got along.
But it was just annoying because it was like, and then like I'm seeing all these like because stupid high school graduations are going on, so everybody's posting all pictures from like graduation. And it's like it's all like it was much better when there was like cliques and people didn't get along and.
My high school was literally like the stereotypical TV show where like each kind of like kid sat at a different table. Like the jocks at one table. Like my high school was literally like that.
So, but Brian, is this like refreshing to see people like this?
It's kind of annoying.
Why is it annoying? I mean, like I agree. My high school was more like Jay's, but like, why is?
I don't know.
Nice.
It just I don't know. It just annoyed me.
Now that I have kids, like I kind of want my kids like to be like, you should be friends with everyone. You should be nice to the people like Especially people like
I figure I know I'm in the wrong in this opinion, but I don't know. It just annoys me.
Brian be the greatest teacher ever. Hey, you push him down. He's weak. Push him down.
It was just I don't know. It was
don't
just
be friends with the cripple. It's going to bring you down to you're a football player. He's a cripple. Kick him.
Brian, weren't you in the unpopular group in high school?
I was like in the like who are you group like people don't even know who I was.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't unpopular. I was just like in the anonymous group.
So why are you advocating for this system that you didn't really like? It wasn't like you. Why are you advocating?
Well, because he wasn't in the unpopular group. If he was the one getting like,
but I didn't really care. Like I was like I like just being like whatever, nobody bothering me and
to move this along. I enjoyed your pictures of your Niagara trip. It looked like you guys had fun.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
What did you guys? Any highlights from the trip?
We went on the Maid of the Mist ride where you go on a boat and you go like right under the falls and it just like sprays you with all the water and everything. It's pretty cool.
I did that when I was like 7 years old and thought it was amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I went like I was there like when I was like 19, so it's probably like it's like 16 years ago, and but it was still really cool.
You guys hit the casinos or
we went through
there?
No, we walked over the bridge, went into Canada, walked around there for a little while, and then came back. We walked through the casino, one of the casinos, but I didn't feel like playing anything.
Did you get any? Did they give you any like cutlery or like dish plates or like?
No, not that one.
No, I was wondering if maybe like you guys like, yep, we got a great saucer. That's why we went up to Niagara. Those casinos, got to complete the collection. We're gonna go next week. We're going to Mississippi to get some candelabras.
No giveaways.
Okay, just checking.
Oh, and the other annoying thing was all the same group of people were taking. Like we're on this boat. You did it, so you remember it pretty like.
I remember enough.
Right?
Go on. Yeah.
Yeah. So this entire group of people that all love each other, these kids, are like, let's take a selfie. Let's take a selfie with him. Let's take a selfie with her. Let's take a selfie facing this way. Let's take a selfie. Hey, look, that's Canada. Hi, Canada. Let's take a selfie with Canada in the background, but we won't be able to see Canada because there's so many of us. And I want to just be like, you're missing a real life experience if you put your fucking phone down for a minute.
Yep.
Oh, I see. I wasn't sure if you were going to say I hated the selfie, people taking selfies, or people that are happy.
No, it was the selfie thing. It was just so annoying.
Okay. Yeah, no. I mean, the culture of people. I was at the beach.
Like it's literally ruining like any sort of like touristy like memorable.
I was at the beach. I was at the beach Memorial Day weekend, whatever, and like we went for fireworks, but like, I saw like my kids were playing, and there's this girl, these two girls there, probably around 13 years old. It wasn't taking a selfie. It was like their mom was taking pictures, and they kept like screaming at their mom, "You're getting the pictures wrong. You're not getting our right side." They took like 20 pictures. Had their mom taking 20 pictures. They had to capture this perfect picture. And I'm like, holy shit! I'm gonna fucking drown my daughter if she does this.
You remember when we took pictures, and then 2 weeks later we found out how they came out?
Yeah.
Or you go to spring break and you have the doc take all your pictures, and you realize he put his thumb literally in front of every picture he took.
Yep.
That's a true story, by the way.
That's pretty good. Do we have more questions?
Yeah, we didn't read any of the Facebook ones yet.
Yeah, I know. It's got like 10 o'clock.
Just a video game one.
Steven writes, Jay's Twitch channel is better than The Brink of Sanity. I started a Twitch channel so you can watch me play video games.
Oh, that's what I want to do.
I heard the story of, so I was listening to this, there's a podcast I listened to called Startup, and they did like a story about the guys that started Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And the story, basically, they decided to do a reality podcast thing where basically the guy just had a camera. He wore around 24/7, and you just see his life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was boring as shit. And they got someone interested enough to like give them a little bit of money to do it. Boring as shit.
That become Periscope or?
No. So some people wrote in, they're like, how do we do this? It sounds like Periscope a little bit. And so people used to call in things like they dial 911 and tell them like there's one where they dialed 911 and told them there's like a murder going on at his apartment just to make things more interesting. Or he'd be at a restaurant, people would figure out what the restaurant is, and they'd call in something to like fuck with him.
Oh.
But some people were like, how do I broadcast myself showing my reality show? And so a bunch of people would start doing that, and it became like the YouTube of like people showing their reality shows, and it all apparently like basically at the end of the day, it all sucked. It was all really boring content. It wasn't really going anywhere. And one of the guys that worked there was like, you know what I use it for? I like to watch like people like play video games. And they found like a small segment of their people were playing video games. And he's like, hey guys, why don't we just broadcast video games? And then they became a $1 billion company. So they had all these bad ideas, and then then suddenly someone figured out like the good idea. Which I can't even believe people watch video games.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I was playing a 4-year-old game, and I look up and there's like 8 people watching me play. It was really weird.
Is it just watching your screen, or is it watching you play?
I don't have the webcam set up, so it's my screen, and I have a mic, so I can talk. So
what do you say? Can you give me the?
If you had a webcam, would it be like a dual screen, like the webcam on you and then your screen?
It would be like my screen and then my face in like a little box in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm gonna get you, Donkey Kong. You and your
God,
muscles,
that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I can't believe that's popular.
Yeah,
they sold the company for $1 billion.
It's basically me just cursing. So twitch.tv/crumpled_bacon.
They also had this story where like apparently the site, when they were just a site of people airing their reality shows, they Google wanted to buy them for $30 million. And they were like, we can buy you, but all your engineers have to pass the exam we have, or do like so-and-so. And they all failed the exam or didn't pass it, and they lost out on the $30 million. And they were like, fuck, we're totally screwed. And then a couple years later, they sold for $1 billion.
Steven,
Jay, can you help us do that? Can you help us sell something for $1 billion? Can we sell the Brick of Sanity for $1 billion?
I think we're just under probably only like 7 figures right now.
I'm sure somebody already thought of this, but you take a concept like that and then just like it's just you get people masturbating.
They made it. They said that. I think they said at some point that like that stuff was probably in their show.
Yeah. I
had an idea actually. I thought this would be a good idea for a business, and since no one's listening to the show, we could steal my idea anyway.
have a good idea for one too. Go ahead.
You're going to tell your good idea because you're admitting this in the middle of like nowhere. My idea is, Craigslist. You go on Craigslist and you're like, I don't want total strangers coming to my place to buy something. So like sometimes you don't even want to sell things on Craigslist.
Yeah.
So instead of Craigslist, it's just like you do it through Facebook, and it's just you basically advertise to like basically up to third-degree friends. So it's your friends, friends of friends, and maybe friends of friends of friends, and that's the entire.
Isn't that called like a Facebook group?
Well, no, but then like you can. It's just for selling stuff. So I want to sell something, but you have to be within my network to like see what I'm selling.
Oh.
And that way you don't have complete strangers coming to your apartment to buy stuff.
I thought you were gonna say like create a neutral place where you could bring your stuff to have it sold.
I mean, we're done with our crib. We want to sell the crib, but like we were like, oh, I'd put it on Craigslist and get rid of it, but I don't want the weirdos coming from like I don't care about selling enough to actually have weirdos come to my house to get it.
Right.
I thought that's a pretty good idea. Would you, Jay? Would you prefer to sell stuff? It was just friends of friends buying it.
I mean, I'd rather sell to them.
And you also like for a safety, like just you don't want like just weirdos coming to your place to buy stuff.
Yeah, anything I've sold on Craigslist, either mailed or I had them meet me like a block away from my apartment.
Yeah, you always have to meet you at some like neutral place or some place where you feel safe because you're always worried about like what insane person are you? I'm selling.
I did that for Nick's tickets. I met him during like lunch in Midtown just to.
But wouldn't it be better if you were like, oh, I sold tickets, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm friends with Bob, who's friends with Steve, who's like you went to college with you. You're like, oh, that makes sense. That's a total.
Yeah,
there's like an app or something that just got created that's sort of like that.
Oh,
where you take the picture of it. Yeah, you take a picture of it, and it's like through your social network.
The problem with that, though, is that the market is infinitely smaller doing that.
Right.
Well, yeah, but there's more people that are like maybe people feel more comfortable selling that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. But fuck, there's an app that's already doing it.
Yeah, it was literally like you take a picture of it, you post it, and it's like, it was like within your contacts or something.
But is it like everyone on Facebook? Like, do I have to? Is my thread now just going to be pictures of like people things that?
No, it didn't. No, it wasn't on Facebook, but it it linked to your contacts or something.
Yeah, I mean that's
and then, like you could just go on there and see what people are selling.
Oh,
that's not what it's called.
Maybe I should sell the crib on there, or just I don't even want to sell it now. I just want to give it away, and like I call a couple places like Goodwill won't take a crib, Yeah, listen, they won't take a crib. I'm like, great, I'm just going to throw this away then. I don't know what to do with it.
Just put it outside your door. Someone will take it in the middle of the night.
I got like an updated model for the apnea machine, so I went to.
Does it get Wi-Fi?
I had the old one, and the old one's like hundreds of dollars. You're not allowed to sell medical equipment on eBay. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, so I called like the apnea society, blah blah blah, and they're like, yeah, we won't take it, and I'm like, I'm giving it to you, like you won't like. I called like 8 different places. I couldn't even give it away, so I ended up just putting it out on the curb.
Yeah, there's all these things that people that like have a baby and need like want to put that in a really working crib because or someone that has some poor person that can't sleep. I don't know. All these, it's like such bullshit that you have to like. I have to figure out how to get rid of it. I want to just donate it, but you don't. It's pretty hard to donate this stuff.
I couldn't believe I couldn't even donate that. It's like somebody probably really needs that, and I literally was unable to give it away. Anyway, Stephen writes,
there's an app called Let Go. That's kind of what you were talking about.
Oh, Bri, didn't you have an invention you wanted to say?
Oh, Let Go.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the one that's I'm talking about, or does it allow you to sell sleep apnea machines?
Oh, probably more for you than a sleep apnea machine.
Okay.
I want to buy one of those old school, like Bates Motel type hotels, like those little like one level.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll hurt someone. Go on.
No, so I want to buy one of those. Fix up I want to gut the rooms, soundproof everything, reinforce all the walls, and then go to like tag sales, yard sales, and just buy like crap like dishes and like vases and stuff. And then what you do is you rent the rooms out for an hour to people where you could go in there and just break stuff, throw shit against the wall and scream and punch the wall.
I got bad news for you, Bri.
They already have one?
They have a rage room already.
Oh,
fuck.
Really?
It was going to be called The Vent.
Yeah, that's already.
They have one of those?
Yeah, it's already.
I got to go to one. Where is it?
I'm not sure. I read about it. I think it might not be in the United States yet, which means you can probably copy it. I think I definitely saw it, though. It was a guy with like a bat. And
yeah, you just go in and smash things for like an hour to relieve stress.
Yes.
You don't want to break your own stuff. So you go somewhere and you break, other people's stuff.
I would do that. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, no,
I'd be breaking shipping and like fucking Pillsbury. You fuck me over the icing.
I think in this day and age that'd be a fucking like $1 billion idea.
Absolutely.
I have this idea. It's like this website you go, you post like a picture of yourself and like picture of your friends and like picture of your kids. You could go on, Jay.
I have this idea where you record yourself talking and then nobody listens to it.
That'll make us a lot of money.
Steven writes, why doesn't Marc start streaming on Twitch? He can play that stupid Super Nintendo football game he used to masturbate to as a teenager.
Tecmo Bowl?
Tecmo Bowl. It's a good game. Super Tecmo Bowl's just
Tecmo
good,
Super
better.
Bowl. Yeah, it's the better one.
That's the better one. I'm going to do that, actually. And I'm going to follow through with Steven, and I'm going to masturbate on it.
Andrew writes, seen any Stack of Fatties lately?
Oh, yeah. We talked about that. What was the Stack of Fatties? What was the
I forgot what it was, too.
Wasn't that just a group of fat girls?
No, it was maybe you were like going to nail 2 fatties.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's like a threesome with fat girls.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, actually.
Andrew writes, when is Jay going to follow in Marc's footsteps and get married and start a family?
Jay?
I heard those things are expensive.
You are correct, sir.
I'm moving.
When you have 3 fat women to fuck at the same time, you need to stack them on top of each other, starting with the heaviest fatty on the bottom, thus giving you the ability to reposition between the 3 at will. Hey, I know we did this in the last show, but this is still hilarious. He just left with 3 fat women. I think he's going to go for a stack of fatties. How would you convince the women, like Jane, you're like 250, but here Yolanda's like 200, so she'll just lay on top of you. And Mary's like, she's like 175, she's a bit chunky, but like, I'm going to stack you up and up. I love the idea that that someone's actually done this.
I feel like a lot of these are just ideas.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm moving in 6 weeks, so that is where my money is right now. Not pumping out babies.
When do you start looking?
July 1st.
That is soon.
Can't wait. Andrew
What
writes,
are you expecting to really? Why don't you just live with the black bolt?
yeah, why don't I just risk getting lung cancer for the next 2 years?
At least then you know how life's going to end.
Yeah.
The lady upstairs literally got lung cancer, so
You'll get a GoFundMe page.
Yeah, like you'll probably make more money on that GoFundMe page than you ever made working. You think you're going to pay just as much money you're paying now and get a smaller place, or do you think you have to pay more money than you're paying now?
I think I'm going to have to pay more money than I'm paying now to get a smaller place.
And you have to use a broker, or can you find someone without a broker?
Well, I heard in this neighborhood, it's actually better to use a broker because there's a lot of old school, like, Greek and Italian owners. And it's kind of like a buddy system. Like, they won't list their apartments on like, Craigslist and stuff. So if you go through a realtor, you'll get apartments that aren't available there.
Oh.
So
you have to pay
Whereas
the
if
first...
you go to Craigslist, there's not really an apartment there anyway.
Right. So, like, the thing is you'll pay a realtor fee, which sucks, but you might get an apartment that's a little cheaper than it would be
doesn't
anyway.
suck.
So it kinda,
that's fair.
It kind of evens out. Like, my apartment was a good deal when I moved in. I paid a realtor fee, but I talked them down from 1 month's rent, which was like $1,500 to $900. And this apartment was a good deal, so I actually made out on that.
So how much do you expect you're going to pay for the new place?
Probably somewhere around $1,800-$1,900.
That's more than all I pay for all my bills.
Yeah, I know. I'm only doing this until I get my CPA, and then I'm getting the hell out of this stink town.
Are you getting out of this thing town? Really?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go to, Jay? Is it rhyme with Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Okay. So when are you, Brian, when are you getting married and having kids?
Probably a week after Jay.
Oh, okay, cool. We'll just we'll make them. Why don't you guys just do a double wedding?
We could save
There
a
you
lot of
go.
money doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to do a wedding, I would do a double wedding. Why not?
Yeah, why the hell not? Like, it's just as valueless either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's really who's it for anyway?
They're the wife, and it's
Yeah.
a dumb ceremony. It's a waste of money.
Thank you. I mean, I thought so too, but it's good hearing that coming from like somebody who actually did it.
Yeah, it's a complete waste of money. Yeah.
I read that the average price is like 20-30 grand for a wedding.
It's stupid. Just go to all you should do is go to City Hall and then go to a nice dinner.
I agree.
Nice dinner.
Yeah. Okay, go to City Hall and get a pretzel on the street and call it a life.
My wedding cake's going to have frosting on it. I know that.
Not if Mark makes it for you.
So, Brian, I got some bad news.
Mark,
for
you're not
you.
the baker for the double wedding. Sorry.
Brian made the greatest triple layer cake. Oh yeah, what kind of icing did you use? Fuck.
Brian, I know you wouldn't have wanted me to get the icing. It wasn't in the box. You wouldn't have wanted this, Brian. I know what you want, Brian. Don't worry. And it's not sprinkles. It's candy in the middle of the cake.
All right.
Andrew writes, "Can you order more Brink shirts? The demand for them is huge."
Oh yeah, yeah, they're huge.
I got 2 emails this week. One from Superfan Austin and one from Superfan Steven, and they have claimed all of the rest of the Brink shirts.
Holy shit! Really?
Finally, they're gone, huh?
Steven said he is buying six.
Has he actually followed through though?
He promises that the last day of this month, he will buy 6 Brink shirts.
Oh,
Steven,
that'll pay for your moving expenses.
If you guys actually do this and buy the rest of the shirts, we'll do an extra episode.
Yes, bonus episode.
And we'll even try on that extra episode.
and that episode, you said Steven, and who else was it?
Austin, he said he is buying the one Brink shirt Steven isn't and a Knicks shirt.
Okay, if you guys do that, Steven and Austin will answer any ridiculous question you ask for Brink of Sanity.
We will do the podcast while Jay's packing and shipping them.
You realize what you just said, Mark. This could end very poorly for us.
I'm willing to answer whatever ridiculous question you have for us, Steven. Now, Austin, I'm sure you'll ask more. I'm sure Austin's questions will be fine. But Steven, whatever insanely weird question you have, if you follow through with buying these shirts from Jay, we will answer every question you have.
Mark's the only one on record saying he will answer those questions.
I mean, I will give. I'm not saying I'm going to give like. I'm going to be sarcastic and a jerk about the questions, but I'm going to answer.
You can't say that and then lie about the answers.
I'm not gonna lie about the answers. I'm just gonna give you like a. Steven, I'll answer your questions. Okay, just buy the damn shirts.
Yeah.
Go on. Move on with his next question.
Andrew writes, "Why is Staten Island so bad?"
It's hard to say because I've never really been there. It's just I hear things.
There's not much there. If you want to live there and work in the city, your commute is a living hell, and it's way too expensive for what it has to offer.
It's supposed to be the least diverse part of the city, also.
And it's kind of Jersey Shore douchey-ish.
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know. I've never really spent any time there. It could be nice there. I don't know.
It's that place you drive through when you're going from New York to New Jersey.
You drive through Staten Island to go through New Jersey?
You could.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never done that. I didn't know that was even possible.
Sure is.
Oh well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Have you done that before, Chuck?
Yeah.
Is it wonderful?
Yeah, it's great.
Scenic, beautiful. You stop anywhere?
One of the best times of my days.
Okay, go on.
Andrew writes, "How is Mark's Sea-Doo?" That's Bry Sea-Doo.
Right.
Yeah, it's working. We got it working.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I took it out yesterday. I think flies.
Bry Sea. Oh, the Sea-Doo, the boat. Oh, so it's working?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Are we invited out to play on the Sea-Doo?
Yeah, come on up.
Are you working Tuesday?
I am.
Are you taking the week off, Jay?
I'm taking Tuesday off, and I'm looking for something to do.
Why Tuesday?
Why? Yeah, why Tuesday?
Why not?
It just seems like a kind of a random day. Why not take a Monday or a Friday and take like an extra day on a weekend?
Because my girlfriend has Tuesday off, so I figured we can.
So again, why are you taking Tuesday off?
What are you guys thinking of doing for this magical day off?
Apparently not going on a Sea-Doo.
Apparently not. Yeah, and not making a cake because there's no icing.
Andrew writes, "Funniest nightclubbing story you both have."
Did he write this
I was
question
at a gay club.
Hang on.
Someone came over with a gun.
Did he write this question before or after?
After, actually. Maybe he didn't hear about it.
Oh. He's in Canada.
I mean, do you think he was just like, oh, nightclubs? They've been in the news recently. Funniest nightclub story I have.
Well, let's see. It was either the night I was in Florida at the gay bar or the night I went to see Great White in Rhode Island.
I mean, Bri, wouldn't it be...
I fell asleep in a club.
You fell asleep at a club?
Yeah.
Like a dance club?
A dance club. It was I was already like it was I went down to South America with a friend of mine for a trip down there, and I was already like been dating my wife for a while, but I had planned a trip before we started dating, and we were in a club in Brazil, and like my friend was like trying to mac on girls there, and I like if you're not trying to mac on girls at a club, there's really not that much to do if you're just like by yourself. I like sat in a corner at some point, just kind of like waiting for him to be done.
That's not just Brazil. That's everywhere.
It's pretty much everywhere. And like I had some straw drinks that night, and I just kind of like I'm already drunk. My friend's trying to like we've been here for a while. I'm fucking bored as shit. So I'm just gonna sit down and just watch it until like he fucking like, and I can't really leave without him because we're at a club in fucking Brazil. So eventually like he found me, like he had to wake me up in the corner.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't that funny, but it was a story.
I like
Jay,
the night Bri got punched in the face.
Yeah, I got a black eye when I spring break.
From a girl.
From a girl. An underage girl.
Tell she was 7. What was the story?
Well, we were walking through the bar, and apparently, I don't remember the exact details, but I bumped into her. I think she bumped into me, or I bumped into her anyway, and I spilled her drink, or I spilled my drink all over her, or no, all over me. I spilled my drink. She spilled her. She spilled her.
Right.
Anyway, so she wanted me to buy her a drink, and I was like, I don't have any money. My friend has a tab. Let me go find him. And I turn around, and there's Jay. And I was like, Jay, pretend I don't know you. And so she taps me on the shoulder, and she's like, where's my drink? And I'm like, are you even 21? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy you a fucking drink because I don't think you're old enough to drink. And she's like, you owe me a drink because you spilled mine. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to give you a fucking drink. So and then she said I spit on her because I was slurring because I was pretty hammered. And I was like, I didn't spit on you. Fuck you. And then she goes, you spit on me again. And she hit me in the face. And I didn't even like feel it. I was just like, oh, whatever, fuck you. I was like, all right, let me go find my friend. And I went to like the other side of the bar and I found Jay. And Jay's like, you have a black eye. And I was like, oh, some girl like hit me, but she didn't hit me that hard. He's like, you should go to the bathroom and check your face. You have a black eye. And sure enough, I had a black eye.
I think I was making out with a fat chick, and Bri just puts a camera like in my face and takes a picture for posterity.
So then,
Jay,
like
you should get a stack of these.
So then, like 5 minutes later, this huge biker comes up to me and like threatens me, and she's like behind him, like screaming, like "That guy, he's an asshole." Blah blah. She when she said I spit on her, she hit me, and then I like extended my arms to like keep her away from me. Like I didn't push her. I was just like, "Hey, stay away from me." Like I extended my arms, and she's like, "Don't you fucking touch me!" And that's when she hit me. So then she got this biker guy, and he's like, "Are you pushing her?" And I'm like, "No." I was like, listen, this is what happened. Spilled the drink. You know, I don't think she's 21. I'm not getting arrested for buying somebody underage a drink. And he's like, well, I don't care who the girl is. If she looks like China or she looks like her, you don't put your hands on a woman. I was like, listen, all I did was extend my arms to keep her away from me because she was beating on me. I was like, look, I have a black eye to prove it. And she's like screaming at me behind him. And so finally he turns around and he's like, will you shut the fuck up while I handle this? And I was like, listen, I don't want any trouble. I was like, keep her away from me. I'll stay over here and and he was like, all right, cool. No problem. And then I had a black eye for the rest of the week.
This is our first day on spring break.
Yeah, it was our first night. So that was kind of, yeah.
Where were you on spring break?
Panama City.
Oh. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
By the way, I looked up. We talked about your governor / senator earlier, Richard Blumenthal.
Yeah.
Or attorney general, I guess. He was attorney general, and now he's the senator, right? Is that it, or is he governor? Senator.
He's a senator.
Yeah. So he he was quoted as saying, "We've learned something important since the days that I served in Vietnam," and then went on to say some other things, and then they reported that when he said he served in Vietnam, he actually never went to Vietnam, or never. And it's like, and this guy has actually been elected since then. Shouldn't that disqualify you from being?
So he's like Brian Williams.
Yeah, it shouldn't, like you've lied about this. People go, okay, we can't elect you. Instead they're like, okay, he's still better than the other guy.
I feel like it doesn't matter what people do anymore. They just get votes.
Donald Trump should just say he was in Vietnam. I mean, apparently it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, like, you can just say shit and people are like, oh, you're a liar. Still, we don't expect any more from our politicians. Still vote for
Donald Trump was patting himself on the back today after the Orlando shooting. I don't know if you saw his tweet.
No, what'd he say?
He said something about, like, oh, everyone's congratulating me on being right about Islam or something. It's like, okay, 50 people died and you're, got your hands in the air, wringing your hands like you're a champion.
Wow.
Even his big solution was to not let Muslims into the country anymore, and that still wouldn't have solved the thing because he was already in the country.
Right.
Jay,
we've come full circle. That same Panama City trip. Oh no, we went back the next year, and me and this guy Tom were at a club, and he had one of those little whistle things that go like woo, and we were like calling girls over, like we had something serious to tell them. He'd be like, "Come here, check this out," and they'd be like, "What?" And then he'd just be like, "Woo!" Would blow it right in their face, and then we would just stare at them, like wait for a reaction. We didn't get laid that week.
Here's the quote. Appreciate the congrats for being right on radical terrorism. I don't want congrats. I want toughness and vigilance. We must be smart. Well, then why the fuck are you tweeting about congratulations?
I mean, his Twitter account's amazing. I just can't believe. I wish they would just the news, like, just constantly just hold up Trump voters and go, wait, are you still fucking voting for this guy? And they'd be like, yeah, he's kind of tough. Like, that should be the entire news about Trump, just having people just like have to defend their position of voting for him.
The scrolling thing at the bottom of CNN should just be Trump's Twitter feed.
That'd be pretty funny. If Trump's account got hacked, would you know the difference?
Not really.
Probably not.
They'd be like, and there were some pretty racist things on there, and Trump would be like, actually, that was me. That was actually me.
I put on Twitter today, this shooting wouldn't have happened under Trump because he'd probably ban gay bars.
Actually, I think he's fine with gay people.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, usually.
Not if they're gay Mexican, though.
No, they're Mexicans. That's not cool. But if they're gay, he's totally fine with it, I think.
I think he says he's not, but he is just, he's trying to appeal to like rednecks.
Oh, who the fuck knows? Yeah, no, everything seems like he's changed all his views in the last 4 years or 6 years. So,
Did something else happen on that trip, Jay? I can't remember.
I know we were trying to get rid of. We got really hammered, and we bought like pitchers of margaritas, and then we're too drunk to drink them, and then we were trying to.
We wanted to use our credit card for the tab, and I said it had to be like $50, and it was just the two of us.
And
we
so
drank. Yeah,
we ended up buying like 5 pitchers of margaritas, and after like the third one, we're like, yeah, we're gonna die. We need to just not drink these. But we thought it was a waste, so we are trying to give them to girls, and they all thought we were trying to like roofie them.
Yeah.
I guess it does seem weird if we just walk over with like a pitcher of margaritas.
hey, ladies, how about these pitchers? We just can't finish this alcohol. Why don't we sit here? You drink them. We're too drunk to drink them, and then we'll rape you.
That was also the trip I got sun poisoning in like 10 minutes.
That was the trip where every time we came back from the bar, the trailer on the TV was for Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
And it only showed the 3 funny parts from that movie, and all we did was want to order it on pay-per-view.
We would just argue about whether we should order a pay-per-view until we passed out.
Yeah, we're like, we should get it. Look, it's funny. No, it's not funny. We've seen it. It's stupid. Yeah, but that scene is funny.
In college, someone was like, "This movie's gonna be hilarious. Let's all get stoned and go see it." And we all got stoned and went to see it. It was even stoned, it wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't.
It got really weird when they had the aliens at the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler
But we just
alert.
show up just plastered, and we would just see like the drive-in scene, the scene with their tattoos, and like one other scene, and we're just like, we got to get that. Then we like couldn't figure out the pay-per-view system, and
Probably a good thing I rang up like $300 in bar tabs as it is.
yeah,
Andrew
for that
writes,
extra
bars
$4 for a movie.
I don't know why I just thought, what's the bachelor party movie? The
Hangover?
Hangover. Dude, Where's My Car was like the precursor to Hangover.
Very Bad Things was the precursor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Precursor.
very bad things.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
Andrew writes, bars or nightclubs, which do you prefer and why?
Bars, because they're not as
Quieter.
loud and obnoxious. I prefer bars where the lights are kind of bright and the music's kind of low and we can just like talk to people.
Yeah.
Same
Jay,
here. I also don't like being judged when I go to a place. I don't like standing online and then having somebody look me up and down and deem if I'm worthy or not to pay a $25 cover charge. And the clubs play like complete shit music now too.
Yeah.
I basically a lounge. I like kind of darker lighting, but low music is definitely key.
I think you can't find dark lighting and low music.
That place around the corner for me was like that until the.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was.
Anyway, Stephen writes, is it true that Fun Sponge has only one eyebrow? Yes, it's true. A bunch of questions about my sister that I'm not going to answer.
Read us one question about your sister.
Does Jay's sister still live at home? No.
Oh, so these aren't like they're just like you just don't want to answer anything about your sister.
I mean, some of them are like really personal. It's
What's the really personal one?
I deleted the really
Like what day does she get her period? That kind of personal, or
He also writes, can we get Jay's sister on the podcast? I can read it to her way, way, way more than you two chuckle fucks.
why does he listen if he likes everybody except us?
Do you think your sister uses the word chuckle fuck?
Probably not.
I've never heard the word chuckle fuck.
Why doesn't Jay like Tila Tequila? She's a protector of the white race. She is our goddess. We must give our lives in servitude.
Jay, he won you over.
I guess if you like ridiculously stupid-looking fake boobs and a weird face, then she's great.
She's not like. Let me look at her up.
She's weird-looking.
She's still alive?
Yeah, the Juggalos didn't finish her off.
Yeah, she's kind of a. Well, is she
does
she
that mean?
Asian?
Yeah.
I thought you'd be into her.
It's not like I think every single Asian is hot.
No, but she's a bride. You know, do you have a picture of her? Can you like call her up?
I mean, I kind of remember what she looked like. She's kind of a train wreck, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not like bad looking. Yeah.
I mean, there's way, way, way better looking Asian women.
She has a GoFundMe page to
Yeah.
come full circle. Getting a new home and furniture, GoFundMe, and it's a picture of her with.
Oh, they got
kid.
the cup out. The cup's out.
From sex tapes to getting beat up by juggalos to a GoFundMe page.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the appeal at all.
Did you do an episode about her? Like, why does he even know this? I don't remember us ever talking about Tila Tequila on the show.
I don't. He's been messaging me about how awesome Tila Tequila is. I don't know why.
Okay, I mean, she's attractive in a slutty way. Kind of weird looking. Yeah, it's a little weird looking, but
Oh!
what?
Oh, just watching a hockey game, sorry.
Stephen wrote, I've been gone for a minute, but now I'm back. There can only be one. I think that's in reference to him buying the Brink shirts and regaining his title as number one Brink fan.
Steven, you're number one fan if you do this.
Yep. Everyone who sees this comment should check out Jay's Twitch channel. Okay.
Yeah, can you put us on the Twitch channel?
I can't figure out how to podcast through Twitch. I've been trying to figure that out. Like, if I go on Twitch on my computer, there's no, like, broadcast button. So I have no idea how to...
how do you broadcast your video games?
The Xbox has a Twitch app, so I just click on the Twitch app, and I could play my games, and there's, like, a chat room on the right. It's like,
There's got to be a way to Google this.
I mean, I guess I could download the Skype app on Xbox, and we could just do the entire podcast through Xbox.
How would you do it in the living room, or what would you do?
Yeah, but the problem with that is I wouldn't be able to record the audio to put it on iTunes.
Oh, there has to be a way to do it on your computer, though.
I know. I can.
I assume people play computer games and get them on Twitch.
I'm assuming so too. In fact, I think most of the Twitch is computer games. So if somebody can help me with that, I have a Mac, so I need to know how to do that.
In the same vein, if someone could help me figure out how to get icing for a cake,
because I feel like doing the show on Twitch would probably get us more viewers than YouTube.
it couldn't get us less. Go on.
True.
Is Jay having more fun with Lords of the Fallen? That's what I was playing
really?
on Twitch. A little bit. It's not as good as you say it is, but it's
how many
bad.
followers you got? How many people are watching you play?
I have an average of like 7 or 8 per stream, but we have 3 followers. We're about to go viral.
Nice. What if you play like a game that is there games that are more popular to watch?
Yeah.
Like what's a really popular game for people to watch?
Overwatch. It just came out. Like basically, you just get a game that just came out, and a lot of people will watch it.
Why don't you do that?
Well, Xbox gives free games on the 1st and 15th.
Yeah.
So on the 15th, I'm
Like
just
welfare.
Yeah. So on
Exactly.
the 15th, I'm just going to play one of the games they gave for free because a lot of people will be checking it out that day.
Oh, good idea. Jay will become a Twitch sensation and stop doing the show with us.
Steven's talking trash about Andrew's boring questions. Yet Andrew's questions seem to always spark a really long conversation. So,
With all those questions about Jay's sister, good job, Steven.
yeah, I think Andrew might be the MVP of Facebook questions.
No, but Steven's the MVP because he's buying the shirts. So.
Well, he's the MVP of Brink, totally. But
Okay.
we have different, like Lorenzo's the MVP of emails.
A lot of MVPs.
Yes. Why won't Andrew add me on Facebook? I don't know, Steven. Probably because he doesn't want to get a friend request every single day.
Steven, why do we get friend requests from you every other day? Why don't you have one account? I get one friend request from you, I accept it, and I'm done. Why is this something I have to a reoccurring theme in my life? I have to answer your friend requests.
I hung out with the doc on Friday, and he said he gets a friend request every other day too.
I don't understand what the hell. Why do you have to keep this? For everyone else on Facebook, you get to do it once and you're done. For Steven, somehow it's they make you reaffirm it every other week. Are you still friends with this, Steven? Oh fuck, I'm still friends. Facebook, stop asking.
And last question. Can we talk about that time Jay drank a glass full of drugs while working on a Friday night at his sister's restaurant?
I believe there's a story there. I also believe
A glass full of drugs? What does that even mean?
What?
It wasn't my sister's restaurant, but I was working as a waiter at a restaurant, and I saw the manager and the head chef at the bar with like tea glasses, and there was stuff floating in them. And I walked over to them. I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And they said, "If you be quiet, we'll give you some." So I said, "All right," and I took a big gulp of it. And they said, "You just drank shroom tea." And then I had to wait tables while tripping on shrooms, and it did not go so well.
Oh, so it wasn't like it was strong. Also, like you got like.
There was a lot of shrooms in that tea. Yeah.
How the fuck would you have waited? How did you wait tables on shrooms?
I waited for about half hour, 45 minutes, and then I went over to my manager and I said, "I need to leave right the fuck now."
I don't like that the chef was taking shrooms.
I went back to the area where they're cooking the food, and I like every time I was bringing out plates of food to customers, I was laughing at the food because I just thought it was hilarious. And so I go back to the kitchen, and the chef is sitting there laughing at all the food as it's coming out, and I'm like, "All right, I guess we're in the same boat right here."
Where did you go though? Like when you leave, like do you jump in your car? Do you just like you sit down on a bench and be like, "Okay, this is where I'm going to ride this shit out"?
Well, I was at like a mile walk from my apartment.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I just walked back to my apartment.
Yeah, I don't think I could wait tables in rooms. I think that
No.
I can barely sign my name. I'm sure.
Yeah, at first I'm like, this is fine, and then it slowly started kicking in, and it got more and more hard to compose. At one point, I was just like facing the back wall and laughing, and I'm like, all right, I'm starting to make a scene. I need to get the fuck out of here.
For a little while, we were like, oh, they're fucking with me. This can't be real.
No, because they got all freaked out when I loudly said, "What the fuck are you drinking?" So like, I knew something was up. I probably should have asked before I took a big gulp of it.
Yeah, I could say that. I could see that.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
Makes for a better story when you don't ask. You just drink the potion.
True. Yeah, drinking potions while waiting table is not so good. I probably could have done it at a different type of job, like when I was working at like Sam Goody or something. Like I could probably ring in a cash register, but like when you actually have to like have conversations with people and like,
remember things.
Yeah, and remember orders, and yeah, that gets a little hairy.
Yeah. What did we learn today?
We learned a lot about Mark's cake baking abilities.
Yes, I do believe if I did take shrooms while I was making this cake, I would have really obsessed about the frosting instead of just the mild obsession I had about it.
I feel like you would have gotten icing somehow.
That's probably true. I probably would have found icing somehow if I was on shrooms. I would have knocked on my neighbor's door and made a bad impression on my neighborhood.
Have you been on shrooms?
I have a couple times.
Yeah, because shrooms ends up like with projects. Like
No, I've never had to do like a couple times I've done it. I've never been like able to do much. Like I've just you go on projects.
Yeah, like Brian and I would like come up with like a big master plan, and then like
it would never stick to it.
Right, but like we were walking down the street once, and we found a sock, and we're like, let's find enough clothes to like make the outline of like a whole person.
We found like a shoe, a sock, a jacket, a hat,
a pair of jeans. Like we literally like lined, and we had this like rally point where we put all the clothes back, and like we literally found enough to make a whole person. And then we were like there was like a big street sign, but there was no sign. It was like a frame of a sign, and we kept walking through it thinking we were in like different dimensions, and we would find the dimension with the most clothes. And like I remember this girl I knew like walked up to us, and I'm like, "Hey, we're trying to find clothes in different dimensions, blah, blah." I'm talking like super fast, and like she starts giving me a massage because she thought I was on E. I'm like, wrong drug, but thank you.
That one time we showed up at this girl's house at like 12:30 at night, and we're like, "Hey, you're gonna make us pasta."
I don't even
We're like,
that.
let's go over to what's her name's house, and she'll just make us pasta. We're like, should we call her at night? No, she'll know we're coming. She was asleep. We're just like, can you make us pasta? You're supposed to make us pasta.
Whose house?
And she was
that?
like, that girl that you had a crush on the whole time.
Lee.
Lee, yeah. You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
We showed up at their place and we're just like, "Can you make us pasta?" And she was like, "I'm sleeping." And I think she gave us like a box of pasta. It's like, "You guys could go home and make it."
I remember we showed up a second time when we were on shrooms, but she was actually awake that time. And we were being super weird too.
I just remember it was really late, and we were like, "Yeah, you're gonna." We were just like, "Let's go to Lee's house. She'll make us pasta." We're like, "Should we call her?" No, she knows.
And knowing us, it was like a Tuesday.
Yeah, everybody knows when you're on shrooms. Everybody knows what you're up to. So it's like, she knows. She'll know where you're coming.
I remember I never had like that kind of experience where I wanted to do a project, but I do remember once I was in a park and there was like tennis courts we didn't know about or didn't realize were there. And we go up and we're like, "Oh, it'd be so cool to play tennis on shrooms." And the guy's playing, we're like, "Excuse me, sir, excuse me. Can we play?" And the guy was just looking at us like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" "Oh, yeah, and we were like, "Oh, yeah, that's weird to ask. We're sorry, sir." And we just kind of walked away.
Will and I did shrooms at my ex-girlfriend's place, and I guess her parents were gone for the night, but we decided to take all the blankets in her entire house and pile them up on one bed and make Blanket Town, and I don't know, it just got really weird.
So we learned that if you see something that looks suspicious, drink it.
We learned that we started off on a really dark note, but I think we rallied and ended up on a happy note.
We learned that our episode could be a tribute to the victims of Orlando.
Or the people who like Justin Bieber songs.
Yeah, we learned that Marc's a believer.
I am. Apparently I am. And this episode you learned I like Justin Bieber and I don't understand cake frosting. You learned a lot about me this episode. And Jay, for once, did not get made fun of for the whole show.
We learned that we are capable of ridiculing other hosts of the show.
Someone has to get ridiculed, and so Bri, next time it's up to you.
All right.
This show has just turned into like an hour-long roast.
It does work well, though. I kind of like the hour-long roast.
Yeah. Although this show is 2 hours, so we got to end it.
This is really long at this point.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back soon.
And the Penguins are about to win a Stanley Cup.
Are they?
30 seconds.
Wow. Well, Mark Cuban is pissed off right now. So join my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/crumpled_bacon. Go to our website, brinkofsanityshow.com.
And if you really like The Brink Show, tell Jay how to get The Brink Show on Twitch.
Right. We need more listeners. So
so kidnap a family and make them listen to it.
Help us out. Tell us how to do the podcast on Twitch. We need to record the audio. That's the problem. Because it still needs to go on iTunes. Anyway. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm
3, 2.